year, you may remember I did an ode to women's persons. Because that is something we do obsess upon. This year, I found another obsession of, well, shall we say, women of a certain age, and that is age. So with the help of the wonderful poet Judith Viorst, this is a meditation on aging. By my age, I really thought I would have been able to finish War and Peace. And I really thought I'd be able to wait for the meal to be served before I had a roll, or 10. And I thought I would be able to display unruffled composure when I'm at a cocktail party where I don't know a single soul and nobody talks to me, instead of wanting to run and hide in the bathroom, which is what I usually do. Now, by my age, I really thought I'd finally be able to fill out my own taxes, which I can't. And by my age, I thought I'd be able to admit when I'm wrong, which is rare, and not gloat when I'm right, which is, of course, all the time. Now, by my age, I really thought I'd be able to speak fluent French. And by my age, I thought I'd really be able to cope with Celsius, which I still have no idea. And I thought I'd be able to drive to New Jersey without getting lost every single time I get in the car. And I thought I'd be able to display a mature and serene and composed and detached and unruffled acceptance of all that I am still not able to do by my age. Now, I've decided that before I go, I really want to have high cheekbones. And I'd like to talk a little less like Brooklyn and a little bit more like Helen Mirren. And whenever I enter a room, I've decided I'd like an orchestra to burst into my theme song. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to have a theme song before I go. Okay, now, before I go, I've decided I want to learn to tap dance. And I'd like to learn to play 7-card stud like an idiot, which is the way I play now. Oh, and I would like George Clooney just once to slide his fingers down my back from my neck to my waistline. Oh, who am I kidding? I just like to have a waistline before I go. Okay, so before I go, I'd really like to win the door prize, just once. And I'd like to be thought of as valiant and brilliant and thin. And then I'd also like, before I go, when offered a choice between duty and sin, not to immediately choose duty. Because I'd like a couple of offers maybe before I go. Before I go, I really would like to make things better. And I'd like to be told that I've been more of a joy than I was a pain. And I'd like that those that I love to know that they are the ones, if I could do it again, that I would do it with. I'd really like to do it all again before I go. Because it's only now that I've realized that I have had my share of necessary losses, of dreams I know no longer can come true. I'm done now with whys and becauses. It's just time to make things good, not just make do. It's time to stop complaining and to pursue the pleasures of an ordinary life. Yeah, I used to rail against all my compromises. I yearned for the wild music, the swift race. But you know, happiness arrived in new disguises. Sun lighting a child's hair, a friend's embrace, slow dancing in a safe and quiet place. Look, I'll have no trumpets, no triumphs, no trails of glory. It seems that the woman I've turned out to be is not the heroine of some big, grand story. But I
have learned to find the poetry in what my hands can touch, in what my eyes can see, in the pleasures of an ordinary life. Young fantasies of magic and mystery are over. But, they really can't compete with what we've all built together. A long history. Connections that render us complete. Ties that hold and heal us. And the sweet, sweet pleasures of an ordinary life.